Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing an unboxing and review on the Samsung Galaxy A37 5G. Now, it does have an enhanced camera and a long-lasting battery that they claim for this year's model that came out 9 April 2026. Now, if you open up the box, you'll immediately see the phone is facing upwards like so. This is a new type of packaging, of course, and we're gonna get into the rest of the box right now. And up here, there is another compartment. We're just gonna remove this, and of course included in this is your standard SIM ejector tool, and we do have a USB Type-C to Type-C cable over here, and no charger brick in the box, unfortunately. And then of course we do have the quick start guide. You guys can pause the video if you guys want to look at this or see anything that's interesting for you. But now we're gonna get to the phone, and already I can see it has a glossy glass finish at the back of the phone, which is a little bit different from the usual matte finish we see in recent models. Now, I do like the design so far because it does feel pretty premium as well, because I really like the flat edges and as well the new camera bump. It is a little bit of a different design. Now we're gonna remove the packaging like so, and as you can see the screen looks pretty good, and the corners and the bottom is the standard design of the A36, so there isn't really much of a change in terms of design. But it's finally time to get into the fingerprint sensor. You do get an on-screen optical fingerprint sensor. Now it is not as fast as the ultrasonic one, but I really think it's reliable for this price range, and it's definitely a nice feature to have on screen. I will also drop the Amazon link of this phone in the description of this video if you guys want to go check it out. I also quickly want to show you guys the features on this phone, and over here at the left is the notification bar, or if you go to settings and then display, make sure you basically adjust this brightness over here or put it on adaptive brightness so it can adjust automatically. Now, motion smoothness needs to be on adaptive, so you can actually have 120 Hz and not 60 Hz. Then we're gonna go out of here and quickly go to device care. Now over here is a bunch of features your phone actually has, like the storage. For instance, I have the 256GB version over here, but of course it's not all usable because apps and system take up a big chunk of this space. That is the downside with phone memory, but I think everybody is aware of how it works right now. Now for this RAM Plus feature on this phone, this is more for, like, I would say multitasking. It's not really for gaming or anything. You only get 8GB of usable RAM on this phone. Then for the battery, it's about 5000 milliamps, and for this power efficient chipset, it's more than enough. And of course I didn't do a full endurance test on this battery, but the battery drain is pretty good on this phone, and I'm really happy with it so far. Now we're gonna get into the camera test over here. This is going to be the 12 megapixel mode. Now if you see, you can adjust the brightness over here, and you can actually do that and take up really good pictures if you adjust the brightness, and it's pretty easy. As you can see, this photo is 12 megapixels and it looks pretty good. Now we do have the ultra wide mode over here, and we're also going to adjust the brightness, and I see there is minimal noise and the sharpness is pretty good. Now of course we do have the 50 megapixel mode. Now this one is pretty interesting because it looks a little bit sharper, a little bit different as well. Of course we do have this macro lens over here, and we're going to zoom into this plant, and we're going to take this with a brightness adjustability, and you can see this is how it looks. And I really think the macro camera is impressive on this phone. Here is a little bit of a few outdoor pictures, and they look pretty well detailed as well. Very impressed for this macro lens on this phone, especially at this price class. But let's test out the video on this phone, which it can go from Full HD 60 FPS or 30 FPS, and HD 720p basically 30 FPS, or 4K 30 FPS, which is pretty handy for 4K videos, because in today's world 4K videos is basically everything. And as you can see with this quick video test we made, I really think the 4K video looks pretty good so far. You can definitely take up very good 4K videos, especially if you're just starting out on any type of content you want to make. And outside, you can see outdoors, the camera focus is very good actually. I'm very impressed with how far Samsung came with this camera technology because of the autofocus. It is just insane the amount of autofocus this phone can give, and it's not even like a dedicated camera. You can see you can literally zoom in very quickly and take the phone away, and it doesn't lose focus at all, which is almost better than a lot of expensive cameras. But now we're gonna get into this video test on this phone, and I'm gonna show you guys the mic test as well. This is a video test on the Galaxy A37 5G. Now I am using the mic on the phone as well as the camera on the phone, which is 4K 30 FPS right now. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the video test on this phone. The real question is now, how fast is this phone? Because it's an A37 5G and it's 2026. So we're gonna launch a few apps. This is some Subway Surfers. Then we're gonna launch some Temple Run 2. And of course a bunch of other things, because the big question is, how is the RAM management? Is the RAM management good enough in 2026 that you can launch multiple apps without the phone actually slowing down? So as you can see, we're gonna launch some Clash Royale as well. And you can also see the loading times on this. So that is pretty good to basically give you guys a rule of thumb of if you're gonna use this phone, how fast it's going to load. Then you guys get the phone app, and it's basically instantly as well with the camera. And we're gonna just snap a few pictures and maybe a few videos just so we can test the phone like speed. And as you can see, it's having no problem at all keeping up with all of the demands we're throwing at it, as well as the calculator. While everything is open, we're gonna play some Subway Surfers to check out this 1080p screen on the A37. Now I have to say, this screen absolutely looks amazing, guys. I'm really happy with how the detail on this phone looks, as well as the responsiveness. As you can see, I do have some FPS counters up there, and we're getting a solid almost 120 FPS playing Subway Surfers, so it's a very smooth experience overall. Then we have some Genshin Impact. Now we do have all of the other apps open in the background, so this is what I'm talking about with the RAM management. But Genshin Impact is on a very type of medium high settings over here, and we're getting like a 25-30 FPS, which is probably not ideal. But if we close up a lot of the other apps, we can probably get a lot more like FPS. But as you can see, these are all of the apps open in the background, and we're literally just testing out the phone's RAM optimization over here. And some of the apps actually closed down because I think the phone is actually prioritizing Genshin Impact, since it's a more demanding task for the phone to handle. Now, Genshin Impact actually stays open in the background, which is insane, and I really think they've come a far way with RAM management. As you can see, all of the other apps close, but Genshin Impact remains open. And we do get like the basic apps like the phone or anything like that. Like this is some Free Fire. This app also closed. So Genshin Impact stays open. It seems the phone really knows Genshin Impact is a heavy demanding game. Now we're just taking a video, and we're gonna go straight back to Genshin Impact and see if it's actually still open. And sure enough, it is, and we're still running around. Isn't that crazy, guys? Genshin Impact actually looks pretty good on this phone, and there is minimal lag. As you can see, we're getting like a solid 30 FPS, 28 FPS I would say. And this game is definitely very demanding. It's one of the most demanding games you can actually play on a phone. But it's pretty well, and it looks amazing on this. So pretty happy with it. But guys, let's test out the speaker on this phone. Now, to be honest with you guys, I'm really happy with the Galaxy A37, and I honestly think it's very underrated, and it's a hidden gem on the A series of phones. Everybody always goes for the A50 series, but they don't really think that you can literally get a S25 FE for almost the same price as the A50 series. And I mean, it's a pretty good flagship phone to get the S25 FE instead, or the FE series in general. So that is why I really think if you're going to buy a mid-range phone, go for the A37 instead of the A50 series. This is just my personal opinion. Of course, you guys are welcome to do your own research. Now, I will link this phone in the description of this video if you guys want to check it out. The Amazon link is down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful, and see you guys in the next one. Peace out.